Hi guys, happy Leo new moon. I was gonna do a live again today and decided that this would be doing a recorded video would be better because we can look at the chart. So I might end up doing that we'll see how it goes. But if you would like to come back to the channel live tonight, there's going to be a tarot benefit. I'm gonna have some really amazing YouTube tarot readers on my channel taking your questions. They'll be $30 a piece. If you want to reserve a spot for that, you can go ahead and send that $30, your question and your preference of reader. All of that information is in the description box, so you can send that to my PayPal if you want to reserve your spot for tonight. So come back about 6 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. We're going to have a really, really good time. I'm excited, and the spots are already filling up. So if you really want to do that, then come on over. And then next Sunday, we have an astrology benefit. There's going to be 4 astrologers on a panel talking about some really amazing things, relationship astrology. There's going to be some Saturn and Pluto astrology, planetary engagement, working with the planets. And so that's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern next Sunday evening on August 15th. And if you'd like to reserve a virtual ticket for that, you can go to my website and grab your spot there. All of that information is also in the description box. Hi, guys. So now we're here. I hope that the volume is better. I guess the last couple of readings that I did, the volume wasn't up very loud. So hopefully now I'll try not to, we're going to do cards too here in a minute, but I'll try not to scream also. That would not be fun. All right, let's take a look. Here's the Leo new moon. So the Leo new moon happened this morning, 8/8 at 9:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Daylight Time, sorry. Okay, so, and it happened at 16 degrees Leo right here, and it was conjunct Mercury right here. And we also have a square to Uranus. So the biggest aspects of this new moon is this Mercury conjunction. And we're going to talk about what Mercury is also, you know, the big thing with Mercury, this Mercury conjunction, and then a squaring to Uranus. And Leo is all about the heart. Leo, the 5th house rules Leo. The sun represents Leo. And this is really about shining from the inside out, really allowing yourself to shine from the inside out. There are going to be some things that have to change. That Uranus square to the moon is a big wake-up call, and it could be a very emotionally distressing reaction to it. A lot of people aren't good with change, and having a Uranus in Taurus, I know that those Taurus out there, if you Taurus haven't changed yet through all of this Uranus and Taurus transit, through these transits, I would be really, really surprised. Like, that would be shocking to me. But yeah, having this moon squaring that Uranus, it's literally the cosmos picking you up and placing you in another position and to continue on your path, to continue on your journey. And it's all about the heart. It's all about listening to the heart. Even if the Uranus stuff is bumpy, even if this change and this shift is a little bit bumpy for you, allowing yourself to lead you mostly from your heart, that is going to be a yes every single time. You're always going to feel better when you're shifting yourself based on what your heart is saying, not what your mind is saying, because a lot of times what your heart wants doesn't appear logical. And this is also about really allowing yourself to be aware of the lessons that you're learning through all of this. This new moon is also opposing Saturn here. So there's about a 7-degree orb with that opposition, but still like coming up before it made its conjunction, before the moon made its conjunction with the sun to create the new moon that we're having. The lead up, it touched, you know, it opposed Saturn just before it came to the sun. And so, you know, there really is this lesson in, am I going to learn what I have to learn in order to level up? Am I going to allow myself to go through these lessons with with my heart all in, with myself all in? Because that's really what it is. If it is not an abounding yes, 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 then it has to be a no. If you can't wake up in the morning and say, yes, this is what I'm going to do with my life. Yes, this is what I'm going to do with my life. Yes, this is what I'm going to do with my life. Then you need to start asking yourself what it is that you need to change in order to be able to do that. And I know it's not easy. I've had to change my life. I've reinvent myself almost yearly. And I know that I'm a new person every single day. And we have to remember that every single day is another moment in time in this paradigm for us to reinvent what we're doing. If you don't like what you did yesterday, then you can wake up today and start all over again. It's a brand new day. It's a fresh, clean slate. If you don't like the job that you're in and yesterday you were fed up with it, today you can make a decision on whether you want to be in that job and you're just going to keep on trudging through that mud, or you're going to go with what your heart desires. And if you don't know what your heart desires, this new moon is going to shine a light on that for you. And then when you see what your heart desires, you're going to get the opportunity to say, okay, I'm going to start going towards that, or I'm just going to stay in the same paradigm, in the same everyday moment that I already have. We also have, excuse me, we also have Venus here, about 2 degrees opposition to Neptune. And this can really put a lot of illusions on our values, right? So it's funny because an opposition is sort of a full moon effect, right? So it's sort of like a wrapping up of things. And when we look at Venus, it's not just about the beauty aspects. It's not just about the money aspects. Yes, are those important? Absolutely. But there's also, and when I say beauty, I mean the inner beauty as well. But Venus doesn't really go that deep sometimes, that really deep inner beauty. I think that's more of a sun kind of thing. But with Venus, especially in Virgo, she's very nitpicky. She wants what she wants. And then Neptune comes along and puts a veil over it. And so you really have to make sure that what you're doing is basing the decisions that you're making, these heart-centered decisions that you're making, based on your personal value system, your personal moral system, where you're coming from. Neptune can kind of be an ass sometimes and take away the most beautiful qualities of another planet or a person or a situation or experience and make us question everything. So you have to make sure that what you're doing is saying, is this an illusion that I'm creating, or is this the path? Is this my journey, right? Because a lot of times that illusion is because that's what our ego desires. That's what our ego wants. And Neptune has a lot of qualities that match up with that ego. I know that we like to play all nicey-nicey with Neptune, and it's all soft and creative and this. And I'm like, I'm not buying it. That dude puts the veil over our eyes. Saturn, and it's so funny because Saturn is the one that gets all the slack, right? He's the one that everybody bitches about. And I'm like, but Saturn's real. At least Saturn is putting it straight in front of your face and not trying to play games with you. Neptune is a game player. So you have to ask yourself, am I living every single day within the values that I want to create on my journey, for my journey? And the moment that you start doing that and you start to recognize where you haven't been showing up for yourself, where you haven't been taking accountability for your actions, that's when Uranus is going to be like, great, you're ready for the change. Let's do this. Boom. And the shift happens. You can let that shift happen and suffer through it and let it be really painful. And trust me, I've been there. That's not the most fun way to do it. When something is changing inside of you and something is shifting inside of you, you can let it throw you off course time after time after time after time. Every single time you try to pull yourself back up, you get thrown back off course again. You can let it do that to you, or you can be like, okay, I guess this is the wave that we're riding. I've done both. I've been through both, right? And it's not easy to constantly have to pull yourself back into like a centered spot after being thrown off. So you have to be kind to yourself. You have to be really, really gentle with yourself right now with all the changes that are happening. And recognizing that resistance, man. We talk about this resistance all the time, but if you are going through life and all you're feeling is resistance after resistance after resistance after resistance, you need to really ask yourself, is this the direction that I'm supposed to be going in? If you are always finding yourself frustrated with life, if you're always finding yourself aggravated with what's going on in your environment or around you, at your job, doesn't matter where it is, in your relationships, with your family, you got to ask yourself, is this the path I'm supposed to be on? Where am I supposed to pivot? What will make me happy? And if you can't answer those questions, now's the time to try and figure that out for yourself. More than anything, now is the time to figure that out for yourself. This is going to be good energy to help you manifest new things if you allow it to. Okay, let's do some cards and see what this new moon has for cards. All right, hopefully you guys can hear me. I don't want to have the microphone too far away, but at the same time, gotta have room. Okay. So, for this Leo new moon, okay. Oh, yeah. Lots of chatting happening. Oh, perfect. And this is exactly what I was talking about. So we have the 7 of Pentacles, we have the 5 of Cups, and we have the Hanged Man. Bottom, we have the World, the Page of Cups, and the 10 of Swords. So interesting. So all of this stuff that you're manifesting, the 7 of Pentacles, you've already planted the seeds. You've already created the path. You already have an idea of what it is that you want. And see, here's the thing is now what you're doing is ruminating as you're sitting here in this Hanged Man position, because the universe has asked you to relax and chill and be a little bit patient and start to see things in a different way. Because instead of mourning the things that you've lost, the universe would rather you pay attention to these 2 cups that are over here that are still standing. Do you see? Because those 2 cups represent these things that you've been manifesting, the seeds that you've planted. And so the universe has you in this upside down position, this Hanged Man position, in order for you to be able to see it differently, that there are good things coming, that you have done the work, right? And then we have the World and the Page of Cups and the 10 of Swords. There's absolutely a cycle that's ending. And it might be painful. It might have already been painful. Maybe the painful part is over for you. Some of you are still probably going through it. Be really kind to yourself during this time. Be sure that you're not doing you're not holding on to the scraps of whatever this cycle that has to end. Be sure that you're not holding on to any scraps, because easily that can block you from the next step, right? Because after this World card, when we have that cycle ending, there's that next step that's coming up right after that. So let's see. 7 of Pentacles. Let's clarify. Oh, yeah. So discernment. Be careful what you're saying. Be careful how you are. Be careful of the words. Be careful of what you're saying. The Queen of Swords is on the 7 of Pentacles. The Queen of Swords can be very sharp, right? So be sure that that you're being a little bit kinder and listening to yourself in a softer kind of tone, right? So we have the Queen of Cups that came out on the 5 of Cups. Because you're going to be emotional And that's normal and natural. When you are walking away from things that aren't resonating with you anymore, even if it's not in a negative way, if you're just having to release an old life to step into a new life, and that doesn't mean that your old life was bad, it's not like there's nothing negative that you're hanging on to from your old life anymore. You're just done with it. You just don't need it anymore. It's no longer useful for you. And so you step into a new stage, right? You have to be kind with yourself with the words. You have to, because beating yourself up or and this is coming from a Virgo, right? Being harder on yourself that you need to is going to do an opposite effect, and you don't want to manifest when you're sitting there in a 10 of Swords state of mind. So this is what we're trying to avoid. We don't want to be in the 10 of Swords, right? Allow your intuition to help connect you to the things that you still have. Allow yourself to sit in that gratitude of the 2 of Cups, right? Because, knowing that you still have those 2 cups still standing, even if you're having to release and let go of, knowing that you have those 2 cups standing is going to be, it can be comforting for you. 8 of Cups on the Hanged Man. And this is exactly it. You have to allow yourself to see the walking away from things that are no longer resonating. You have to allow yourself to see that in a different kind of way. It's not that, so many times we think that we have to be in this really, really horrible, bad position in our lives in order to make changes. And honestly, that's not true. You can be in a perfectly good, fine position in your life. It's just time for you to level up. It's time for you to move on. It's time for you to go into another direction. This is conscious living. This is what, it's like because if you stay where you are, your soul wants to level up in your body, and you stay where you are and you're staying stagnant, eventually things are going to start to get uncomfortable. So we move and we level up before things get uncomfortable, before it gets too painful, before it gets too harsh on us, right? And so allowing yourself to see it from a perspective of those 8 cups, they're still going to be there. They're all still standing. And they're all still going to be there. And that doesn't mean that maybe someday you'll resonate with those 8 cups again. And even if you don't, you're leaving it in love, right? You're evolving and you are walking away in love. And it doesn't have to be an angry kind of, oof, I'm done. I'm so done with this life. Like, you can leave it in a much calmer state. Right? So let's see what this world is. The world card. Page of Cups. As these cycles close, you are going to be presented with certain things from the universe, and you have to know that you need to look up to receive. You need to be willing to be open and receptive to the things that the universe wants to give you, because now that you have made space, and now that you're making space in your life in order for you to level up, there are going to be gifts, or there are going to be things that are coming. But if you're not paying attention, those gifts can just come and go. They're here and then they're gone. So you have to really pay attention to what's happening. So we have the 4 of Cups on the world. And this is what I mean. You got to be able to sit in gratitude for what you have and lift that head up so you can see when the universe is offering you something new. This ending, this cycle completing, whatever you had to let go of with the Aquarius full moon, now you're getting a fresh start. Now you're getting this whole new change. But you have to look up. This is not an open and receptive stance. That 4 of Cups is not. You have to be willing to open yourself up a little bit more. Then we have the High Priestess and the 10 of Pentacles on the Page of Cups. You guys, you don't have to desire and wish and hope and I want. You don't have to do that. Your intuition is telling you that this 7 of Pentacles is turning into the 10 of Pentacles, and you already know this. And you don't have to beg for it. Begging for it is the opposite energy that we want to put towards a 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles is having long-term happiness and stability. And the high priestess is saying your intuition is already telling you that you have this in the bag. This 10 of Pentacles already exists within your energy. And that's what you're evolving and leveling up to. So you don't have to whine for it anymore. You don't have to beg for it. You don't have to plead for it. The universe heard you. You just have to trust it now. And what does that mean? Trust that even in the chaos, even when nothing makes sense, that divine timing is happening. That's what this Wheel of Fortune is. So we have the 7 of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune on the 10 of Swords. That 10 of Swords is going to the worst possible case scenario. Oh my gosh. I have to let go of everything in order to gain things. The confusion. Where do I go? What direction do I take? How do I do this? How do I do this? Right? 7 of Cups, confusion. You don't have to do that to yourself. You don't have to do this to yourself. You have to trust, right? Trust that after this ending, that was the shift. The Wheel of Fortune. And allowing the good things, being open and receptive to the good things coming in. At the end of the deck, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Death card, the 2 of Pentacles, and then we have the King of Wands with the Emperor. Man, yeah, being in control, really allowing yourself to be in control of yourself. If you're wondering what's going to be ending, here's the things. For some of you, you're ending something with a fire sign. For some of you, you're ending something with an air sign or a water sign. For some of you, you're not ending anything at all. You're just trying to decide how this change is going to happen, how everything's going to work out. And you don't need to do that. I think that it would probably be better for yourself if you don't do that to yourself. If you allow yourself to see like, this change could create any possibility. Like there's no one possibility that you can pinpoint, and be like, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be all possibilities. This change is giving you a broad expansion of a lot of possibilities. So keeping yourself open to it and being receptive. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful new moon. Come join us tonight live on the channel. And next week, come join us for the panel. That's going to be really, really fun. And you're going to be supporting me as I continue to go through treatments and all the medical and financial stuff. So you'll be supporting a good cause. I love you guys. Have a really good week. Bye.